So guys, it looks like EA have spilled the beans and given us a nice big chunk of juicy info on what we're actually going to be getting in that season pass, and also some of that free content that we've all been promised. Now I'm going to share all the details on what we're actually going to be getting over the next year or so. As you probably know, Battlefront's first free DLC pack was released in December in the form of the Battle of Jakku, giving us 2 new maps to play around in, one big and one small, and of course a new game mode called Turning Point. Though this is the only DLC that's said to be released for Star Wars Battlefront that's going to be set outside of the original trilogy. But there's plenty more free content on the horizon, and this isn't the only freebie that we're going to be getting to expand our game. In January, a patch was released which lets us play that Tatooine survival map in competitive multiplayer modes, like Blast, Drop Zone and loads of others. And this sort of new map is called Raider Camp. There's also some Hoth themed outfits for Luke and Han, which are automatically available when you play as either of these characters on a Hoth match. This is also a nice move as it'll make playing as those heroes a little bit more authentic. Apart from the new inclusion of private matches and community challenges though, that's about it as far as January goes. I guess this wouldn't exactly be considered DLC, but it's a nice gesture anyway. But we're rolling into February, another wad of free content awaits in the form of a new Hoth survival mission, along with a new large-scale Hoth map that's compatible with all those big game modes like Walker Assault and Supremacy. Something else that's going to be added into this update is the fact that the Turning Point game mode, which started out exclusively to the Battle of Jakku DLC, well that's going to be made available for all of the other big maps that can play the likes of Walker Assault. But the free content isn't stopping there, and as we move into March, another update is coming along with a large scale Endor map, and this is going to be compatible with all of those big game modes too. Plus another survival map should be added to Tatooine too, that'll be able to be played in co-op. As far as the free content is concerned, that's the information that we've been given so far. But EA have added a note that they're going to be adding more updates and stuff as the year progresses, so there could possibly be more free stuff on the horizon after March. Though March is also the month in which the Season Pass content kicks off, and the first main DLC hits for Battlefront. This is going to come in the form of a DLC pack called Outer Rim. Now for those of you wanting to see a new planet, you might be a little bit disheartened to know that this DLC is going to be placed in Tatooine and Salust. 2 planets that we've become pretty used to seeing in Star Wars Battlefront. Then we're going to be taken to Jabbas Palace on Tatooine and to some factories built on Salust. Having a full-on battle throughout Jabbas Palace does sound pretty cool, and if they manage to throw a Rancor in there too for good measure, it sounds like it could be an awesome place for Battlefront. The Salust factories are likely going to be similar to the Salust map in the base game, but I'm assuming with more indoor areas. The next big DLC pack after Outer Rim is going to be released sometime in the summer, and this is called Bespin. And any true Star Wars fans out there are going to know exactly what this could be. It's going to be set in a brand new location, Cloud City, which floats up high above the planet of Bespin. And this is a key location in Star Wars which we first saw in The Empire Strikes Back, made famous for its scene with Luke's duel with Darth Vader. This could be a really interesting location as the city has contrasting areas, with the top levels of the city used as a luxury resort with casinos for the wealthy, and the lower levels used for industrial purposes and gas miners. It's safe to say that we're most likely going to be battling over high areas and platforms where you can fall to our deaths, and there's a very good chance that the new hero, Lando Calrissian, will be brought to the game in this expansion. After this we're going to have to wait until autumn before the 3rd DLC pack comes out, and this is going to take place in one of Star Wars' most famous, or should I say infamous, locations, the Death Star. Now this location is a no-brainer really, and I think it's one that we all saw coming from miles away. The maps are likely to feature a lot of narrow corridors and large hangar areas, along with other Imperial facilities, and I wouldn't be surprised if a sneaky trash compactor Easter egg was thrown in here too. It's a bit unclear at the moment which Death Star this DLC is going to be based around, though it's probably going to be the first one from A New Hope, with that one being more iconic. This could be a great pack for aerial combat modes as it could see us dogfighting alongside the Death Star, just like in the movie. As for the last DLC in the Season Pass, all details and information are being kept as secret at the moment, and all we know is that the pack is going to be released sometime early 2017. So we'll probably know more about this over time when EA decide to drop the info. The content for Battlefront is going to be spread out over a year from its release, and we know that alongside any of the free content we've got or have coming out in the future, for the Season Pass there's going to be a total of 16 maps, 4 heroes and 4 game modes, and over 20 new pieces of equipment such as weapons, star cards and vehicles. It's most likely that these are going to be spread out evenly, so what I mean by that is 4 maps, 1 hero, and about 5 pieces of equipment per paid DLC. Hero wise, I could bet that Chewie is going to pop up in one of the DLCs, and Lando probably for the Bespin pack. possibly Ben Kenobi for the Death Star, though I guess to balance out the heroes and the villains, they could throw in a few bounty hunters working for the dark side too. So that's just about all the information we've got on Battlefront's free DLC and the Season Pass content at the moment. This is most likely not going to change, as it's fair to say that we'll be seeing new maps and new content for locations from the base game, as well as Bespin and the Death Star, and that mystery part that we don't know anything about just yet. Thanks for watching guys, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video or found it useful, and subscribe to see loads more gaming content on the horizon. Take it easy, and I'll be seeing you in that next one.